Welcome back to Late Night Love. Let's talk about the sparks and sometimes explosions in our closest connections. We're covering cheating regrets and all kinds of we've got all kinds of stuff covering this
Yes, we do.
segment. We're kind of bouncing all over the place.
Yes, we are. I got variety.
Yeah, it did not do a good well on writing my intros this week.
Huh.
No, so I'm not going to read the intro. So we're welcome back to Late Night Love, where me and Lovey here, where we talking relationships tonight, relationships
Yes.
of all types.
Yes.
You know, most of the time we talk about kind of our loving relationships, but we've got a couple of other relationship conversations kind of mixed
I
into
tried
this
to mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But before we get to all that, so how do we balance, with those, a lot of people are having to find roommates, right? These days. And so how do you balance kind of the intimacy and independence of cohabitation? A lot of people are having to cohabitate for a wide variety of reasons, economic reasons, cultural reasons.
You mean, how do they have people over?
All types of intimacy.
Oh.
It's not just.
So.
Yeah.
Self-love?
Yes. You're talking.
How do you do that?
With roommates. How do you and your roommates
play the radio really loud?
Yeah, or the danger of you having a roommate and it becoming intimate, and then and then how do you keep maintain independence? Or maybe you just now moving in, right? So we can pick which one everyone we want to start. Maybe you just moved in with somebody and the whole love is still fresh and you're all excited, but how do you maintain your independence at the same time?
You're in a relationship?
Could be.
Okay.
We can pick one because there's all kinds of ways we could.
Well, I say
analyze this one.
To start off with, balancing intimacy and independence and cohabitation. I would start off when my first impression is, what if you have a roommate? What if you want to have someone over for the night?
Yeah. Now, see, guys have this easy. There's signs, or you just don't care, right? Guys, we just don't care. This is more of a problem for women than it is for guys.
Well, you're supposed to put a sock on the doorknob.
That's in college. Hanger. That's in college. We're more adults than that, and frankly, this is the modern age. We have these things called cell phones. Just send someone a text. You don't have to. You don't need special signals anymore. Just send a text.
I like the signals better.
Well, I mean, it's a better story, but but it,
because it's a reminder, because they might forget.
No, if they're going to forget, then they're not going to care about the signal either. So, but again, this goes back to it's more of a problem for women because men just don't care. These things it's going to happen. So, surrender to the horror and just live with it is kind of, in that circumstances, is how we deal with it. So it's more of a problem for women. But in a new relationship, if you just moved in together, how do you keep, how do you ensure that you maintain some kind of independence of your own?
Well, you have your own friends, for one thing.
Your own friends, your own life, your own
interests that you do separately and interests you do together.
Because isn't that a big danger when you first move into somebody? You become too dependent on each other for everything?
You breathe each other's air. Yeah.
Yeah, and because you want to, the reason you live together because you like spending time together. But now you've actually got to plan how to spend time apart.
In order to keep things healthy and balanced.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's where you balance So one way to balance is, I don't know, just work on yourself.
I like what we do. We work on ourselves. we both like improvement, you know. We have our own interests, things that we like. We don't live in each other's pockets.
No.
You know, I'm actually an autonomous person from
Yeah.
you, and I have different thoughts,
And we prefer that.
and we prefer that.
It makes you more of a. How boring would life be if
I
we didn't
find
have?
you more interesting.
How boring would we be if all of our life was just spent doing things together? Because then you'd have your life would be so small, right? Because you could only be doing those handful of things.
Yeah.
And so you get to go off experiences your stuff. I get to go off kind of experience my stuff, and then we actually have stuff to have conversations about and whatnot because we're
What will we talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there. I know you. I don't need to have this. Yeah, I was there. You know, that was an hour ago. I don't need to talk about it. Why are we talking about this? Yeah, so we don't have to deal with that.
You know, people discuss at length, about things that they had just done together.
What?
You know?
Why?
Yeah, they do.
Why?
To talk about it, their feelings and their thoughts in the process.
No, I got to move on. I got other stuff to do. Have you seen my to-do list? I don't got time for discussion about stuff that I just did. I mean, well, unless we've got to do it again and we need to get better at it, okay, then I can discuss it. But
what I noticed we do, if we do something and then we have maybe after leaving your mom's house, we had a family dinner last night. Maybe we'll talk 3 minutes. Recap, about the night.
Well, yeah, but that's only because there's stuff we can't say in there to each other while we're in there.
But we don't spend the whole flipping evening dissecting it.
Well, it's because we were there. They don't need to. Just happened. I remember. I didn't get my head hit that hard, and I still remember stuff. All right, so let's get on tonight. What do we got left? What do we got first?
Okay, I cheated on my husband. He wants a divorce. I want more than anything for us to work on our marriage through marriage counseling. We have been together for 17 years. What should I do? Sweetheart, you can't make him go to counseling.
This is one of these things where we need the rock gift to pop up. You know, maybe in editing, maybe I get creative this to it, and it doesn't matter what you want. This is one of those cases that it doesn't matter what you want. The other person gets to have the say. You
betrayed him.
Yeah, and if he would maybe or maybe not. It'd be nice if he would, but you don't get a say in that.
You don't.
This is, there's things in life that the other person, you just have to kind of deal with what the other person wants to do.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. So nothing. There's
nothing you can do.
I mean, the best thing you can do, if you really wanted to work on getting back your marriage, the best thing you can do is to work on yourself, become the best you can be. And that way, if you and your husband really do genuinely love each other, you'll find your way back because you will both be back to the strong human beings. And you'll both come back to the relationship from a place of strength rather than from a place of whatever that is. That's the only. That's the only way is to work on yourself. You go and you work on yourself. You kind of accept where he's at right now. You let him work through it, and maybe he sees you working on himself, and he is able to kind of at some point in the future able to move on from this and go forward. Maybe not. But it's the only way you're going to be able to go forward. And if not, then you'll be in a position for yourself to move forward.
But you need to take some time.
Work on yourself. The answer to this one is to work on yourself. There's no other solution.
Yeah.
It's the only way to either save your future or your future together. And trust the future together isn't likely, but it's still the only way to do it.
That's all you got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate my dad. He's 19. His dad is 50. His dad yells. He's a yeller.
Yeah.
And he's got anger issues. He's very negative.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And he's just, they live together. He still lives with his family, and it's just really sucks.
Yeah. Lots of 19-year-old men hate their fathers, and it gives them the motivation to move out and go start off on their own life. So that's what you are experiencing. I don't know. Maybe his father has a reason to yell. Maybe he spends all his days playing Fortnite. I don't know. Maybe he's got depression issues or something, and his father just is acting more out of frustration than anger. A lot of times, frustration gets expressed as anger or interpreted as anger, right? What's really frustration comes out as anger, or people see frustration and they interpret it as anger. Both things can happen. And so it's just as likely that what he's actually viewing as angry is frustration. And you may just be the passing victim, right? The frustration may not even really be about him. The frustration may be in, financial pressures. Who knows? Maybe his dad's having his own mental issues, depression issues, and right.
Yeah.
But as a 19-year-old man, this is the time where you start planning your life as an adult male. Your solution to this problem is to become a functional adult and take care of yourself. That's always the solution, especially for a 19-year-old man. This is just what it is. Sorry to break it to you. My suspicion is he's been told. Didn't want to hear it. But that's the answer to your problem, is the person in the mirror. We talked about roommates earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to learn to cohabitate with somebody. And it's not working out with your dad, your parents, your family, whatever it is. Well, maybe it'll work out with some roommates. Nice things about roommates is you can change them every 6 months.
You can.
Yeah. So, all right. What's next?
My husband left to take care of his sick ex-wife. Do I ask for a divorce? Sweetheart, you don't have to ask for nothing. You go and you file. You don't need his permission.
Well, no, but
I'd definitely go for a separation, and give it some time, sort it out. But I would not want to be legally hooked financially to this loser.
okay, but now didn't what's her name? The ex-wife and the new wife of Bruce Willis get together to take care of him?
She didn't leave her husband.
No, but she did go and take care of him.
That's one thing.
So all I'm saying is there are circumstances that we may not know that.
But left? He left.
Well, that's what she said. She may not have left. There may have been a big family discussion, and she was the only one who viewed this way, and so it may. I'm just trying to present the other side, right? There are other potentials. We don't try to be, so universal here that we ignore that there are potential extenuating circumstances. Someone has 6 months to live, right? And you've got children together and things like that. There's
That's called a separation.
maybe, but not always. And my pointing about the Bruce Willis thing is because there's families that have dealt with this kind of thing and they figured out how to deal with it as a family unit. Maybe she's participating, maybe not. I don't know the circumstances. So without knowing the circumstances, I can't make a huge judgment because I have seen, right? in real time, in real life, and in popular culture, how these things can play out differently.
Well, I would not want to move forward without counseling. I would book a counseling. I would have counseling all the way through this.
Yeah. Well, there's things you do for your children that you wouldn't do for others, and sometimes it's without knowing circumstances. I mean, if you got a couple children, the children aren't old enough to take care of, what are you going to do? The circumstances where these kind of things are, it's not as clear, or it might not be as clear cut as a one sentence question makes it appear as. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're a little more generous in this one than I am.
Yeah, well,
and that's why I love you.
I have had and seen a complicated life, so I am often the exception. So I am often the exception. So that's all that's all I'm saying. All right. So what's next?
My boyfriend ate all the jalapeno poppers I made before I even got one. He's 22. Shouldn't he know better?
He should, but he doesn't, because no one taught him.
I'd go off.
But
he needs to remember.
How did the chef not sample one? Is what I. Not that it would change. Not that it would change the rightful anger.
She was letting them cool.
The righteous anger
they had to cool down.
Would still be valid, but apparently not. If he ate all of them, it didn't have to cool down that much. So no, her right. Even if she had gotten the chef sample, it still doesn't change the question. Okay, I'm just going, how in the hell does she not get a chef sample? Never known a chef not to sample it. Same. That's all I'm pointing out. I don't get the not even.
I believe her.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just going, why did you not sample one? The hell are you doing? but he just doesn't know. And this is what we call a learning experience for him. This is one of those things where, grab the sandal and you throw stuff at him. I don't know. Not that it's one of those things where you throw something that's not going to hurt. Right? You throw a sandal, the flip flop,
I wouldn't. I would go a little bit cray. No, he needs to see the.
No, because then you react. Then you just being a little cray is what the actually message is going to send.
Do you want cray lady to come back? Then don't eat all my poppers.
No, but what you want you want the message to actually stick, and quite frankly, throwing the shoe would stick a lot better than you going bonkers. I'm just saying, because then it's going to stay focused on the thing and not you being a nut job.
I don't want to be violent.
It's like me throwing pennies at the kids. There's a difference between being violent and being being playfully.
Okay, granted, do you know what I used to do? I don't even know if you noticed. You used to make me so mad. I used to throw tissues at you. I'd have a box. I wanted to hit you.
See? Perfectly fine to throw things that aren't going to hurt nobody. That's because you're deliberately not trying to hurt them, right? You're deliberately choosing something that has no possibility of hurting them. So your goal is not to hurt them. Your goal is to express to them that your displeasure with their last action. You send a clear message. All you're sending by going crazy and screaming and yelling and nagging and all that, all you're sending is you're a nag and you scream and yell and you don't get what you want, rather than a quick flip of the sandal or some quick playful thing, which actually sends the message and does it in a way that would stick. All I'm saying, do you want effective or do you want to feel better?
He should have known better.
I'm not disagreeing with you. He just doesn't. For the love of God. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just act like I said it was fine. Okay. Look, I said throw a shoe at him for the love of God. What more do you want? Okay.
Boyfriend makes more than me, but the way he asks me to pay sometimes feels unfair. How do I address this? He basically, he demands, okay, it's your turn.
Well, okay, but that has to happen before you actually plan the thing. So you know what you're planning.
Don't bring your wallet.
Well, no, that's not how you deal with these things. Well, you might be feeling it's very easy for just because your other person makes more money to assume they have more cash. But they also may have more expensive, bigger house, bigger car payment, more insurance payments. All these things come with more money, more problems type of thing. And so maybe he's just assuring that you're not taking for granted. So maybe what you should do is be a little more proactive and plan things that you're going to pay for. So that way he's not just randomly sticking things out, that you are taking care of that. You, on occasion, doesn't have to be expensive.
No.
Just, go to the miniature golf thing, $40. It's whatever it is. Go. Just take them out to,
a museum.
So just do things that you plan for, be a little proactive. And then if he's still being a dick after that, then you can say he's being a dick. But at this thing, especially in the modern world where this men feeling more and more taken advantage of. Right? Women will go on a date just so they can get free food. The only reason they're saying yes is so they can have free dinner. And then they'll go on TikTok and social media afterwards and say it. And this is not uncommon.
Now, I had been accused of that.
Well,
but we didn't match up. I mean,
but here's
it wasn't working out.
There's a lot of women who go to the bars on the weekend knowing they're not going to have to pay a dime to go get drunk.
Yeah.
And knowing they're not going to bring anybody up. They're not even caring. They're just going to get people to buy them drinks. Is that right or wrong? They're not out there looking for a partner. They're not out there they're just going out there getting people to buy them drinks. Guys can't do that. We can't go to the bar knowing someone's going to buy me a drink. If I sit there and look.
No, I have actually done that. I see somebody I want to talk to, a guy, I walk up to him. Can I buy you a drink, buddy? Yeah, what?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's like unicorn. That doesn't happen. It happens just enough for everybody to go, that doesn't happen. And we heard about that one time. But no one believed them. And no one believed them. I'll guarantee you. Even the bartender gonna think it was some setup where you guys are role playing tonight, meeting somebody, telling you. So if you assuming that this is all kind of up and up, and he's not just being a jerk. What he's worried about is you taking advantage is the wrong word, because it's probably not. You probably wouldn't take advantage, but you know what I mean.
The way what I would feel comfortable with would be planning like you said, planning things that I could afford.
Yeah.
And invite him.
Yeah. So do your own things. Be a little proactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plan your thing before he says something.
Yeah.
Or how about this? Plan more things that don't really cost any money where no one's expected to pay.
Yeah.
Spend more nights in.
Yeah.
Instead of nights out.
Yeah.
Hey, come over to the house and have some dinner and watch a movie.
Cook dinner together,
Yeah. Go hiking things that don't cost any money, where no one has
hiking.
where no one has
Ooh,
an
that's
investment.
a good one.
Whatever it does. The point is stop expecting people to have to spend money to spend time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Okay, now we move into our intimacy questions.
All right, we've got a couple of these.
Should I wake him up with oral sex?
Only if you want to.
No, I always wondered what if he has to use the bathroom? Because I wake up, I have to use the bathroom.
Well, okay. Once you're at attention, so to speak, that's really not a problem.
Oh, really? Boy, you just learn something new every day.
Well, because there's a valve that when you get becomes closed, and it's not that it's impossible to be.
Okay.
It's just insanely difficult. But we know how to say hold on, and we go take care of that.
Too sweet, you come back, right?
Insane.
When does this happen?
Yeah.
Dang it, and I gotta take a break.
This is one of these things where 9 times out of 10 you'll be perfectly fine in following through with your desire,
with your plans,
with your desire. And the 10th time is he's not going to be mad. He's just,
probably irritated with himself.
No, they're overly tired, didn't get enough, had trouble sleeping.
Oh, one of those. Okay.
Had trouble sleeping that night. So,
but don't take it personal.
Yeah, because maybe he had trouble falling asleep, and so
men are not machines.
Well, it's not even that. Just think about, every night somebody will have a night where you wake up every hour, every half hour, and you've had one of those nights, and there's the same night that your partner wants to wake you up with a nice happy surprise. That is just not the day, right?
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with you. It's just not the day. So don't take that personally.
No.
Either. But 9 times out of 10, at least, you'll be fine. No one will complain. All right.
How do I stop thinking about sex? He's a 19-year-old male.
Well, you kind of don't. What you do is you don't hang on it, because it's going to pop up, right? You're going to see a pretty girl walking in across you, and it's going to pop into your head. You can't stop that, but what you can do is not let it linger, and you can move on to whatever it is you're doing.
Refocus.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. It's the only way you just kind of move on from it, because expecting your natural instincts to you're fighting them. Don't fight them. You let it pop in, and then you move on. Just let it be exactly what it is. It's a momentary thought. Let it move on. You'll have one every 7 seconds. So you better get used to it, letting it move on. At 19-year-old, yeah, the wind will give you a thought about it. So just move on. Learn to not pay it no mind.
I don't miss those days.
Yeah. So just learn to let it move on. Accept the horror and learn to let it move through as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Because
good advice.
It's like telling someone not to think of an elephant. The minute you try to stop not thinking about it, guess what? Guess exactly what you're thinking of. So
I was going in for an MRI one time into the tube, and he goes, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm nervous." He goes, "Don't think of a zebra." Shoves me in. I thought of a zebra for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it
works.
Yeah. The thing is to just learn to not pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Ultimately. All right.
Renting a remote cabin this weekend. How risky is outdoor sex?
Well, risky for what? Like for ticks?
Because you said it's remote.
Yeah. So
you can
use the cabin.
You can be in the cabin. You can be on the porch. You can be out in the front yard. You can be fine.
Yeah. Well, it's
remote.
I guess risk of bug bites, ticks. Risk of being caught, depending upon how remote is remote. It's probably not great, but No one's going to care.
Personally, I think outdoor sex is highly overrated.
It's like sex on an airplane. It's
it's something you say, on those check off boxes.
It's like sex in the shower. Everybody thinks it's sexy, and it's really not. It's just people try not to kill themselves. Is all that happens. So it's amongst one of those things.
Now, if it's a remote cabin, I would be more interested in doing some, maybe some nude sunbathing or something. That would be cool.
Yeah, my suspicion is lower your expectations will actually
lower your expectations, dude.
Will increase your enjoyment of that one.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but same thing you do any or outdoor sex. Get a nice big blanket. Keep the ants down for a little while.
Yeah.
That's about. And watch for ticks.
Watch for ticks.
Yeah. If anybody catches you, tell them you were checking for ticks.
There you go.
I don't know. All right, that's it for tonight here on Late Night Love, where we covered all kinds of goofy things. Man, we covered the gamut of life's oddities and families and romantic roller coasters and all that. Hopefully it sparked some thoughts or even some laughs. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, share, send a comment. You can find us at latenightLove.us. Hit the comment form. You can send your questions, comments, suggestions to love@latenightLove.us. And for me and Lovey, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.
Good night.